Gabe, I'll be pretty honest with you, man. This week or this weekend, I'm not really sure. It's been like a past couple of days since I've actually recorded something. It's been pretty bad so far, and honestly, I'm pretty shamed in the past version of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Um, Weight wise, eating wise, it hasn't been too good because Saturday and Sunday, both of those days, didn't walk on the treadmill or the walk station. Also ate a lot of bad stuff, like a good amount, a lot of bad stuff. The plus side of that is that like a lot of junk food that used to be here, both in the freezer and like in the pantry, it's now gone apart from the Doritos and a couple of pizzas. But I mean, still, man, I'm totally bloated, and I don't know why I keep doing this, man. Like I have to really track down these urges and figure out why I'm doing them. I think it's coming down to boredom more or less because I feel like I'm almost kind of like discouraged from playing the PlayStation these days because I can't do that without the monitor and I have to move the monitor all the way over here and then I'm gonna have to use the walk station anyway. So really I can only walk on the treadmill if I want to watch TV and I don't know, I'll be honest, there's not a lot of stuff to watch on TV these days, both on YouTube and on, live TV and all this stuff. So that's discouraging me from working out a little bit. And on top of that, it's like I really have my mindset on this fixed wireless thing, but apart from that, I'm not really doing a lot. But also, fixed wireless, I'm not really sure why, but the mindset has really changed from like I want to work in fixed wireless to I legitimately think it's possible for me to get my own internet business up and running and make it profitable too. Because the thing that I barely even attempted to consider was the fact that I can use angel investors, right? So the way Jeff Bezos started Amazon is that he went to 60 people and 40 of them, I'm sorry, 20 of them out of 60 gave him $50,000 each. So $1 million altogether to start Amazon. Now obviously, I guess I have to sit down because I'm out of breath. Like, am I really that fat or do I just talk that fast? So apparently, he got $1 million and then he had to basically take some from his own funds to basically make it work and to launch Amazon and keep it up and running. But I've always kind of tackled this from the perspective of I'm going to be using my own money. If I get to 100K, how long is that going to last me? But I mean, if I were to get a million, I think my prospects of making it successful would be a lot higher, if I'm being honest. And that kind of has my mind racing. And also, there was a position at Starry that opened up like just 5 days ago called field sales representative. I applied to Starry before, but I decided not to take it because it was a part-time position, which minimum wage, no benefits, no stock options. This one has all of that stuff. So the minute I saw it, I reached out to the same person that I talked to on the phone in September, the phone interview, the step one of the process. And I let her know. I'm like, hey, listen, my passion, if the company's still there, can you do an interview with me for this position? And she's like, sure. And I don't want to get too excited because this is just one part of I think like a three-step process for getting hired. But, you know, I'll be honest, I do really want this job, and I would quit Spectrum on the spot if I got it. The problem is that I've looked online, and apparently the interview process is very vague and a little bit confusing, and sometimes they're going to take a long time just to tell you no or just not respond, period. It's very unprofessional, but I really am enthusiastic. I do think I'm qualified, and if they hire me, I think it's going to be a very good decision for the company, but obviously I'm just a guy that's trying to get onto the company. And even then, I'm not really coming at it from like an employee perspective anymore. I'm coming at it as somebody who, wow, this hair is pretty terrible. This is what happens when you wear a hat before you record a video for most of the day. Also, there's a blizzard, but I'll get to that. But yeah, I'm not really looking at this more for like an increased pay and all this stuff. Although apparently that is what I'm gonna get. But the thing is, it's an excellent jumping off point for if I want to get into fixed wireless myself, which is what my business idea is. As far as the tech, I don't have too much of a good understanding, but obviously, if I befriend some techs at Starry and I sell it well enough, I start to understand what the market demand is, how consumers feel about it, how everything really works. And once I quit Starry, if I even get the job at Starry, I can probably reach out to my technician friends. Hey, can I, see how you do the install and all this stuff? And I'll have a much better idea of how fixed wireless works, and that will give me so much. It'll give me such a better head start when I actually go ahead and start my own company, which I do want to. I heard Jeff Bezos on this interview. I'm really talking about Jeff Bezos a lot, but I watched a lot of his videos from back in the 90s and all this stuff. I'm inspired by basically Jeff Bezos coming onto his show and saying that a lot of people, when they get older, right, they are very regretful of things that they didn't do in life. Some of them are more just like, passive, like, oh, I should have been more generous. I should have been this way. But more often than not, it's more like, I should have done this thing. I should have taken this route of action. And he said that, like, if Amazon failed, he'd still be okay because he tried it and he knew it didn't work. But he would never forgive himself if he got old and bitter and never even took that risk in the first place. And when I heard that, it's something so simple, but I guess it kind of opened my mind to things. Like, honestly, this is something that I want to try. I do want to make people's lives better. I do kind of want to have that CEO kind of mindset, that point of view, and like make things work and see how I can, make a profit and all this stuff. And it got my head racing. And honestly, this is something that I really want to do. So I feel like Starry is an excellent, excellent jumping off point in that regard. But anyway, I got the phone interview for that tomorrow, and then hopefully some other interviews with video interviews. But yeah, we have a snowstorm out here. Biggest storm of the season, so they say. Biggest storm in 5 years, so they say. I went to Patrick's place. I took my cat there, and my cat did not get along with Patrick's new cat. But back to the story. I went outside today to get back to this place, and there was at least 30 inches in the ground in some places. It was crazy. And it was still snowing throughout the day. It's probably still snowing now, but I think it stopped. But it was a very long blizzard. It was very cold. The wind was blowing in my face. It was so, so cold. Pardon me. But, yeah, pretty interesting chain of events. I have to weigh in myself at vlog number 30. And I have to make sure I still keep doing these vlogs, because it's been a while since I recorded the last one. So, Gabe, if you're watching this, future Gabe, like, yo, I want to keep this going, I'm going to drill it into my head. Gotta keep this going. And honestly, I gotta do this workout, I gotta start eating more, like, I gotta start eating better, so that when I get to 30, I step on that scale, and I see something that I can actually smile about. Because the kind of thing that gets me going about losing weight is I think back to high school, right? It's a day in junior year, it's May, right? It's like 70 degrees outside. I go to Juniper Park or I go to Astoria Park, and it's like a slight breeze in the air. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I don't really feel insecure about why I'm wearing the t-shirt or how I look in the t-shirt. It just feels really good. I catch that breeze, and life just feels good. And I'll be honest, I haven't had that feeling in a while, and I really want to get that back. And just talking about it like that really gets me in the mood to start working out and stuff. Hello. She was so aggressive with the other cat, it's crazy. But here she is, I guess. Good night, Pishu. Good night. But yeah, Gabe, you got a lot of things to work towards. Your own business. Working at Starry, which would be a great point to start off. Get the work-life balance back from Spectrum. And getting healthy, man. Come on, like you gotta get to it at one point. Like we've been talking about this for so long. It feels like yesterday where you just put on that starter weight and you're like, oh, I'll get rid of this, no problem. You gotta fix this, man. I'm sorry, but like, you have to fix this. And honestly, the fact that you haven't gone on some kind of plan by now, it's crazy. It's ridiculous, is what it is. So I'm counting on you, man. Just please don't mess this up, man. Don't mess this up. Come on, you got a good thing going. You got your own apartment. You can do this. All right. Sorry you had to listen to me all out of breath and barely, you know. What I'm saying is barely intelligible because I'm talking so fast and I'm out of breath. But regardless, Gabe, wherever you are, man, I wish you all the best. And I'm really hoping this isn't the last vlog. All right, I gotta make it a habit to keep doing this. But wherever you are, man, hope you're doing well. And I'll see you next time. There will be a next time. Peace.